Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I wish I could say I was surprised by all of the resistance around RFK. You would think, no matter where you stand politically, gender, race, that we all want to be healthy and happy, right?
Welcome to the Doge and Maha News Channel. My name is Chris. In today's video, we're going to focus on making America healthy again. We're going to watch this interview with an ex-Sports Illustrated supermodel and just kind of their talk about health and RFK Jr. and the Maha movement. So let's dive into it. Should be interesting.
RFK Jr. hasn't even been confirmed yet. And the amount of seed oil talk being thrown around Congress, something we've never heard before.
Seed oil talk. That's pretty funny. Look at RFK do some push-ups here. That's a great example of the new incoming health czar, if you want to call him that. So, wow.
Even better, big food is already taking shelter. One nutritionist says eating healthfully is very bad for business. And there are huge economic forces that mitigate against trying to do anything about chronic disease.
Okay, wait a second. This is from Marianne Nessel, professor of nutrition at NYU. Eating healthfully is very bad for business, and there are huge economic forces that mitigate against trying to do anything about chronic disease. Wow. Well, that's too bad. It's bad for business. Why don't you actually provide some food that doesn't have toxics and poisons in it? You know, your business will actually improve because people will start to choose those items instead of the junk you're giving us right now. So, wow, that's kind of a crazy statement. And there's huge economic forces fighting against doing anything about chronic diseases. That's super evil.
Today, RFK Jr. crashed Capitol Hill, auditioning for America's personal trainer. Fetterman popped his head out to catch a glimpse of Bobby. Maybe he watched the Rogers Netflix doc. Maybe he wants to get on the psychedelic hikes. So far, we've heard from a couple senators that Kennedy is promising to serve at the will of the president. That means Kennedy is only going to be implementing Trump's agenda, not his own political agenda, because let's remember, RFK is a Democrat. But Bobby has his hands full, because others want to keep their mouths full.
I think Bobby Kennedy is his own man. I don't think he's going to be just doing the will of Trump. He's got his own mindset about this, his own agenda, and honestly, I don't think Trump's going to micromanage him. RFK Jr. is obviously a very smart and capable man. He's got his vision regarding the health of our country and fighting against these giant food corporations and pharma. So I really think that he's going to be pushing his own agenda, and Trump's just going to be there to support him.
Meet San Francisco's new fat czar.
Hi, my name is Virgie Tovar, and I'm the author of You Have the Right to Remain Fat, as well as a few other books on fat positivity and body acceptance. And the message I always got from my doctor was, shrink your body by any means necessary. And it really felt like there was a sense of a don't ask, don't tell.
That's Virgie Tovar, the new fat czar, who's leading the RFK resistance. And she's well qualified. Some of her resume: she is the founder of Camp Thunder Thighs, a personal body image coach, and her latest work, playing Cupid for obese women. She created her own little reality show called Fat Girl Gets Married. So if RFK wants to climb the food pyramid, he needs to get past Virgie first. Bob.
I did another video on her. If you want to check that out, I'll go ahead and put a card right here, and you can check that out. But yeah, very interesting that San Francisco would hire this person as a health consultant for their city. But that's the kind of resistance that RFK Jr. is going to be getting.
He also has his eyes on Trump's menu. 45 likes the Golden Arches. Kennedy knows that. Good thing Trump's former White House chef has some tips. Chef Andre Rush used to Maha Trump's meals, whether he liked it or not. For example, instead of Diet Coke, Rush would spike Trump's water by adding flavoring, a little orange, lime, or lemon, to make it go down quicker. And to cut back on Big Macs, Rush had an alternative, topped with some beef bacon, not pork. And instead of fries drenched in seed oils, here's some sweet potatoes, Mr. President. Maha's off to a hot start.
That chef sounds like he's really taking care of the president. That's really good, or the future president. So what's really interesting about RFK Jr. maybe fighting McDonald's is that they have different ingredients in their French fries in the United States than they do in other countries. In Europe, for example, I believe there's just 3 ingredients. It's something like potatoes, salt, and something else. Very simple. Whereas here in the United States, there's like 14 different ingredients, and some of these are chemicals that I can't pronounce. So why is McDonald's allowed to give Americans these French fries that have all these chemicals in it, when in Europe they can't do it? They have to actually provide natural ingredients.
Not about telling you what to eat. It's about offering cleaner ingredients with better recipes to go along with a more healthy and active lifestyle. Former Sports Illustrated model Kristen Llewellyn-Gaffney is here. How you doing, Kristen?
I'm good, Jesse. Thank you so much for having me. Always a pleasure.
So I don't want to fat shame anybody. So you tell me where the boundaries are. Now, this woman is a fat czar, self-proclaimed, Thunder Thigh Camp, the whole thing, and she's going to stand in the way of making America healthy again. What am I allowed to say about her?
That's a great question. I mean, it's such a sensitive area. Yeah, you have to be really careful about, what you say. And Jesse is asking the real question: what am I allowed to say about her without being canceled, without being offensive? It's kind of ridiculous. But because, if he were to say, hey, being skinny is healthy, she's going to call that misogynistic. She's going to call it racist. She's going to call it, fat phobic, and just give it all these names just because you say, hey, I want to be healthy and skinny. And, she's going to say, oh, you're assigning health to skinniness.
So let's play nice here, right? We don't want to fat shame anyone, but let's just say the good old quote: I'll never let a blind person tell me how something looks. And I'm certainly not going to take any health advice from Virgie right here, and I think the proof is in the pudding. You don't let a fat trainer give you health advice either. I'm looking at RFK. This guy is jacked doing pull-ups. I think I'm going to lean on RFK on this one.
All right, so we're not going to let the fat czar gum up the works. But there is going to be resistance here. I mean, they want us to eat unhealthily. There's a lot of money in us being sick and fat and disgusting. What do we need to do to get around that? Because every time we say anything, they're going to say, don't fat shame or don't nanny state.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, and I wish I could say I was surprised by all of the resistance around RFK. You would think no matter where you stand politically, gender, race, that we all want to be healthy and happy, right?
That's exactly right. I mean, why, if you're on the left, why are you fighting against this? Why are you fighting against making America healthy again? Are you on the side of big food and big pharma? You can't set your political ideas aside and actually be for making America healthy again. You got to actually battle that too. You're so pro ultra processed foods. You just love ultra processed foods and chips and cereal with chemicals and red dye in it that you can't be on board with making America healthy again. It's wild to me that you would be that way, but I don't get it. People have their own thoughts, and that's okay. But I'm for making America healthy again. I'm for the free markets deciding on what products thrive and what products die. I think at the same time, though, these food companies that are producing cereals for other countries that don't have toxic chemicals in them should be forced to produce those same cereals for Americans. So, get rid of the toxic chemicals and still put your cereal on our shelf. It is fine, even though it's not exactly a healthy breakfast, but at least it would be much better than the U.S. version of that same cereal.
It seems simple, but apparently not. Not surprised by the pushback of RFK, of course, because he is now under the Trump administration. People do have Trump derangement syndrome. But, we unfortunately live in a place where us being fat, sick, infertile, and stupid, it brings in the dollars. There's no business in us being healthy. And unfortunately, we do live in a health state that we are reactive, not proactive. So I think we really need to start taking those steps, listening to people like RFK who are leading by example, avoiding those seed oils, going to the gym, and in the words of one of my favorite comedians, Bill Burr, take a walk and eat an apple. It's very simple. It's all about consistency. It's not.
And eat an apple. I mean, wise words. Wise words. Not sit on
Quote
your
me.
fat ass and take Ozempic. Take a hike
Yep.
and eat an
Hey,
apple.
there's cheat codes everywhere. No one wants to go in the gym and lift some heavy weight, but it's all in the consistency.
All right, Merry Christmas. We like your tree. Is it real or fake? Last question.
It's fake.
Oh,
Not on Ozempic, though. Nice and full over here.
at least you told the truth. Thank you very much, Kristen.
Always.
Merry
Always.
Christmas.
Thanks, Jesse. Happy holidays.
Watching RFK Jr. pump out a bunch of push-ups like that, and that guy is at least 10 years older than I am. I think he's like in his mid to late 60s even, and he's cranking out a bunch of push-ups. I struggle to do push-ups like that. I got to get fit. So he is a great person to be leading our Make America Healthy Again agenda. He's been fighting toxic chemical producers basically his entire life, fighting them from an environmental pollution standpoint, and he's really for getting chemicals out of our soils, chemicals out of our environment, chemicals out of our food, and helping us to stay off of pharma. But there's a lot of money, like Jesse said, in keeping us fat and chronically sick. So there's going to be a big battle for it. And they're starting with some of these influencers, like the lady that is the health consultant for San Francisco now. You know, they're going to be paying people like her a bunch of money to promote her idea of health as far as being fat and healthy. But we're going to continue to shine the light on the lies and bring forth the truth and continue to fight these big corporations, the big food and the big pharma corporations, so that we can get away from this food that is just full of chemicals and avoid being put on all these pharma medications. So we can stay healthy with just an apple and going for a walk. I love that. And that is true. You know, keep it simple. So anyways, if you are interested in following this Make America Healthy Again story, make sure you like and subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to bring you videos pretty much every single day with the latest MAHA news. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Also, I do have a MAHA playlist if you want to check out a bunch of other videos and other information about making America healthy again. I do have a bunch of good information, and I'm learning a lot as I review and react to these videos. So go ahead and check out that playlist right here. Also, if you want to subscribe, hit that button on this side. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.